Every Indian kid has heard this at least once. Beta, invest in property, land never fails. Cool, just one tiny problem. A decent flat in Bangalore costs like 80 lakh rupees. The down payment alone is enough to financially end most students. So unless your surname is Ambani, that advice isn't exactly useful. But what if I told you that you can invest in commercial real estate for around 300 rupees? Yeah, seriously. It's called a REIT. Don't let the boring name scare you. Think about it like this. Imagine you and thousands of other people all chip in a little money to buy massive office buildings, tech parks, and shopping malls. Obviously, none of you actually owns the whole building. You each own a tiny piece of it. That's basically what a REIT is. Instead of buying an apartment, you're buying a tiny share of a company that owns expensive commercial properties. Companies rent offices in those buildings. They pay rent every month. That rent becomes income. And because you own a small piece, you get a small piece of that income too. It's kind of like owning a tiny part of the office where Google, Microsoft, or Amazon works and getting paid because they're renting it. In India, there are currently 3 major listed REITs. Some own office parks. Some own shopping malls. So yes, you can literally own part of buildings you've probably walked past. Now the obvious question, how much money does this actually make? By law, Indian REITs have to distribute most of the rent they earn back to investors. So unlike a lot of stocks, where you're just hoping the price goes up, REITs usually pay regular cash distributions as well. Historically, that's been somewhere around 6 to 8% a year. And if the value of those properties goes up over time, your investment can grow too. Now compare that with buying an actual flat. Let's say you buy an 80 lakh rupees apartment and rent it out for 25,000 rupees a month. Sounds great until you remember maintenance, society charges, repairs, vacant months, and that one tenant who suddenly disappears without paying rent. With a REIT, no tenants calling you at 2 a.m., no leaking pipes, no paperwork. And if you need your money, you can usually sell your REIT units in seconds on the stock market. Try selling half your apartment that quickly. Exactly. Now, before everyone starts buying REITs tomorrow, there are 2 things you should know. First, taxes aren't super straightforward. Different parts of the payout can get taxed differently. It's not impossible to understand. Just don't wait until after investing to Google it. Second, REITs depend on commercial real estate doing well. If companies start needing fewer offices because everyone's working from home, rental income can take a hit. So no, this isn't risk-free. Nothing is. The goal isn't finding investments with zero risk. It's understanding the risks before you invest. So should this be your first investment? Probably not. If you're just starting out and you've got 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees a month, a Nifty 50 index fund, SIP, is still the better place to begin. That's your foundation. But once you've started investing, REITs are a pretty cool way to diversify. You're adding something that's linked to real estate instead of just stocks. And unlike buying an actual property, you don't need lakhs to get started. For our parents, investing in property meant saving for years just to make the down payment. For us, you can buy commercial real estate from the same app where you buy mutual funds for less than what you probably spent on food delivery this weekend. The rules of investing have changed. Most people just don't know it yet.